There's the roof materials, all the slates, all the ridges, all the birch cappings. Chuffed with them. See you later. Brilliant.
So today is a Sunday. Technically it's a day off, but Sam bought me a beehive for my birthday, and that was back in March. So I haven't put it together yet. There was a reason why, because it's actually a Langstroth hive, and the beekeeping course that I've been going on with Isabella and all the local area all tend to use national hives. So this was bought from the UK and we can't take it back, it's just too bulky. I am going to buy the national hive just so I can sort of go along with the group that I'm in and make my life easier as a beginner. But I can still use a Langstroth hive and see how I go on with that one. It's a shame to put it to waste. I did try and advertise it for swaps or for sale on all the beekeeping groups. I had a bit of interest, but nothing ever kind of came of it. So I've decided I'm just going to put it together and see if I attract a wild swarm. Now I need to get making some frames, which is really boring and not a fun task. I really don't think those hessians are doing much anymore.
Eh?
Those hessians, they're not doing anything.
Well, they've all blown off.
So what's the plan for today?
Well, the plan is, I've done the block work on the top of the gable on the inside and put my wire band mesh in. So now it's just a matter of getting the stones up one at a time and laying them. So I'm just going to keep my head down, get my mortar and keep going. Our farmer friend is putting fertiliser on the field and it's a bit damp. Bags like this big.
So you dumped the forklift here, so can I leave it on your drive?
And then it's sunk.
Sunk in the bloody...
It's sunk in because we've got 804 on the ground here to allow us to work, but we've had wagons and everything in here doing 3-point turns, but that it just sunk and we couldn't get it out, so we had to get the tractor in this morning, put some metal cable on, and it snapped the cleat straight away, but the cable it didn't snap, so
you got
it out. And yeah, these fertiliser bags are like this big, huge, but they've been sat there for a good over 6 months, so it's...
No, a year.
A year. So it's gone a bit damp inside, so he's out there in his tractor with the hopper doing the flicker, and it's mulching up, so I keep seeing him stop, and I've been over there, helped him try and clear it out.
Yeah, it's not going well for him over there, is it?
But barring that, we'll get here, and I'm going to carry on with the stone.
So this is my job as well today now, is that we don't technically need to point the inside here, but we're going to, because structurally...
This isn't like the house is a lot more sturdy, but this animal shelter, and this wall having a lean as well, you can see look how easy it comes out. Tiny little, that's it. And then I did that last night. It's important, so it's very quick. And then just give it a little tickle, but I'm going to put restraint straps on the corners there, wall plate straps basically bent in half on the corner here, bent round, so, and then I pointed the top, so we'll point all this corner here, and I'll get my straps on. Just gives it that extra strength, because on the outside it's got the helical fixings, on the inside it's pointed, and then it'll have horizontal restraint straps as well, so make it as strong as can be before I put the ring beams up on the top. My block work's finished now above my headers, so it's getting there. It's just slow. The masonry side is slow, but we've got some diggers coming. We've got a digger and a dumper coming, because if I'm honest, the stone, when I'm taking all the stone down and that gable over there is coming down, it's a tremendous amount of stone, and I've just been moving it one barrow at a time, and it's hard work. I mean, I'm not shy of hard work, but when you've done 20 loads with a barrow, and there's going to be more. There's going to be more like 100. So we need mechanical. We do need mechanical. So it's coming, I think, Wednesday. Tomorrow? No, it's Wednesday today.
Tomorrow.
This
Thursday.
week. It's coming this week. Special moment. Rebuilding the gable. The final piece. Well, I say final. Crowning piece. You ready for this cheeseburger? Eh?
Did you just call it a cheeseburger?
Look at that.
It looks like a slice of a wedge of cheese.
That took some fabrication, that did. Heavy.
Look at that. Amazing.
I know it's a bit off centre, but I can live with it.
The whole building's off centre. It kind of fits in.
and down there.
Very, very good.
Is he tapping down a bit?
Maybe a little, yeah.
Not bad that, eh? I think.
Looks good.
All the little wedges for the back.
Once I've pointed that up, it'll look amazing. So Sam and I are sifting some stones, but I thought I'd just give you an update on Toby. So the other morning, after I'd put a thing on Facebook and YouTube saying he was okay, he just wouldn't get out of his stable in the morning. I've been hosing him twice a day with a cold hose, which the vet advised me to do. I've been putting on some stable wound powder that the vet advised me to do twice a day, walking him twice a day. So yeah, Wednesday morning he didn't want to come out of his stable. He was really still very swollen, which seemed to be excessive for sort of 6 days in after the surgery. So I sent videos and photos to the vet. So the vet said, yeah, I think some antibiotics and painkillers, anti-inflammatories in order. So he's been on those now for a few days, and he's not in his field at the minute, he's in his stables. He's still not right, but he's a lot better. He's moving about more now, the swelling looks to be resolving. So fingers crossed. He just needed a little bit of extra TLC, but yeah, it's been a worrisome week. Well, fingers crossed he's on the mend. So thanks for everybody for your really kind messages and comments. And I know everyone's worried about him just as much as we were. But fingers crossed he seems to be coming through it now. Just needed a little bit of extra medicinal help. So yeah, that's where he's up to. I will try and film Toby at the end a little bit. He's shouting a bit more today, but he's been very quiet at night, very quiet, like deathly quiet, to the point where I've been getting up every morning early and just going in to check he's still there, still alive. It's horrible. Animals, eh? This is the thing. There's always an animal keeping me awake at night, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Right, I'm going to crack on, help Sam with the stones.
Well, it's been another long day. It's getting up towards 10 o'clock, but I've, like I mentioned at some point, I think on the video, that it was a mental challenge as well as physical on the house, and obviously I need to keep my bird box, my mental health, you know, in as good as condition as can possibly be. I have been in, I mentioned it over a year ago on one of my videos. I never really talk about it that much, but I've been in recovery since 2016 from alcohol. I sort of burnt my life to the ground basically, and was sucking the people in around me, you know, including Rebecca, down that path, which was awful. It's quite strange to look back on it now and think that's how I used to live. It was crazy. I've actually just come out of a meeting, you know, an anonymous meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous. I've mixed it up as well with the other fellowships. There's Narcotics and there's Cocaine Anonymous, and they're all the same thing basically. You know, it's people that are destroyed their lives, or, you know, chemically. It has such an effect on your life. It was destroying mine. It did destroy mine, but thankfully I've got such a network of people around me and friendships now that will last to the end, thanks to coming into recovery and turning my life around. So it feels weird because it's only like 9 years, something like that. Feels like I've been living my life, you know. It was a spiral of doom before that, you know. I ran my own business, and I would say active alcoholic, but, you know, now being able to look back, no, it wasn't. It was awful, you know. Maybe to me it looked like that, but to, you know, my loved ones around me, I was destroying them as much as I was destroying myself. But, you know, you don't sort of like just get well and then it stays there. You know, you have to work on it. You know, I have to work on my mental health and keeping it in a tip-top condition as best as I can, you know. To all this build and the renovation and everything that's happening, I love it. It's great. It's a whole new life. It gives me drive. I've got a passion for it. But if I don't look after myself, you know, as I've seen before in people that are no longer with us, They go back to the drinking and the drugs, and you know, you can destroy your life all over again. And they didn't make it back. You know, they didn't make it back. They paid the ultimate price and died because they've, you know, it's a horrible illness to have. But with, you know, good friendships and a program of action and the fellowship, which I found all them countries that we travelled, 16 different countries around Europe, I found, and America, you know, everywhere I found the fellowship and like-minded people like myself, you know, that have been to hell. And, you know, the idea is you come back and then you help somebody else that's in hell. So it was, I don't go to them as often as what I used to in Manchester, so, but it is great to go to the meetings, and it's great unity. And yeah, I'll never be able to get to the point, I don't think. I think you just got to live your life every day, day by day. You know, I can plan, I can make, you know, little schedules of things to do, but if my mind is off, everything's off. You know, and the last thing I want to do is lose contact with all of my amazing friends in the fellowship and the whole recovery program in general, and, you know, spiral backwards into there's no way out, let's get turbo drunk. It's I don't want that to happen, but there's no saying it won't happen. So the likelihood of it happening, if I look after myself each day, is nil. But it's very easy to get complacent and not put it first. You know, my recovery has to come first. Otherwise everything's off. Like anything, any adventure in life, you know, if your mind isn't in the right place, then everything can be it's what governs everything. So yeah, it's I don't know, I always get blah, 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 like this when it comes to speaking in the car on a video and stuff like that, especially about things like this. I mean, I have, you know, I am open with my feelings. I love helping other people sort of, especially overcome with the drugs and alcohol, because by doing that it keeps me well. So that connection, that unity in people, that is golden. It's magic. You can't buy it. You know, millions of pounds couldn't buy it. You know, people can go to rehab and things like that, spend their life savings, spend thousands on it, but it's like, I don't know, it's like having real life Jedi powers, if that makes any sense. It's and I'm not religious or anything like that. If people are, that's great. You know, who am I to say that's all wrong, though? You know, I'm not. I just let people be people. Whatever your beliefs are, if it works for you, that's great. I had to learn that there was a power greater than me in the universe, and felt it. I feel like really felt it, but it took me to go to the absolute bottom, despair. You know, probably cried a bathtub at the beginning of my recovery journey and just absolutely fell apart. But I'm rebuilding every day. You know, you never get to a point and you're just on a pink fluffy cloud. You know, it takes effort, it takes communication, it takes unity. So I'm very grateful for having the rooms of Anonymous around me here, and to be able to talk with others, help others. And honestly, the friendships that I've got are just amazing. I have a guy that I contact. We send messages to each other all the time, and I speak to him. And just these conversations and talking, you know, in these similar background to me. I have a small group of people. You know, you have to build your network. You know, no one's coming to save me. You know, and you have to stay engaged with that network. You know, and life is good. Life is good, not compared to what it used to be like. I mean, I have horror stories of my past in regards to alcohol, but not today. So it's getting on now. So I'm going to get home. Bought some new tea bags because they haven't got Yorkshire tea here in Ireland, and yeah, let the dawn come. I actually look forward to the next day, to the dawn, and I can get up and get my hands back in the mortar again. And yeah, tomorrow's a new day, new stuff to do. Operation drop the gable wall. So I did the apex at the top, big mountain of stones out. Some of them are still here, a lot of them have used in rebuilding, but this is where this little puppy comes in. So it's cracking little bit of kit. But we were meant to be getting a little excavator as well, a little mini digger. So, but that won't be coming now because the previous person that had it on hire broke the ram. So the guy was nice, he rang us, told us, let us know. But as soon as it comes in, we shall have the little mini digger here, and we can get a lot more clearing done with that. So just got to take it down by hand, just get in there. Might put my trestles up actually and just start picking away at it. But another step closer to our breakthrough. The inside of the house, obviously, let's deal with that a different day. But today is, I've done quite a bit of pointing in here, just used up what I had left. Let's get on with it. Let's get this gable down. So the big problem, well, it's not so much a problem now after doing a bit of research, but now that I've taken the wall back, right back, I was going to leave nibs, but having spoken to the engineer and Rebecca, they want the wall to go right back. So my problem was this toothing and things like this, and that big rock goes in between the cornerstones. But then I've just watched a video and I've just read an article, and basically I'm going to put a 3x2 on the wall and I'm going to form a shutter. So all this can go, clean it all properly, and then form a solid concrete shutter all the way up. As I watched a guy do it, doing a doorway in a stone wall, and it made me feel a bit better, because I was like, now what?
We were worried that we'd stuffed up, weren't we?
Yeah, I was worried that I'd made him like I wanted to leave a nib, you see, because I knew this instability would come. But then having seen what other people do, they make a form, they make a shutter, and it's concrete. So
whereas
this will all be
myself and the engineer, you see, just want this to be just all open plan.
Yeah.
and because we're going to put the glass in here and on this side.
Yeah, I mean it's
Now,
still
it just
gonna
opens
step
it all up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then this obviously isn't all going because there's a where the chin line with the chimney, there's a wall behind there, so it's about 6 foot opening there into the kitchen. But yeah, and I stood here pondering, thinking, God, get round that. But now I know how to get round it, and it's with shuttering and concrete. I hope you've enjoyed watching this week, and next week we shall bring bigger stuff.